and welcome to Missed It by How Much. This is the channel that tests sports hypotheses by using computer game engines. Today we're continuing the 1990 season, playing as the Dodgers manager without Alfredo Griffin at shortstops in hopes of winning the National League West. And the Dodgers currently have a 2-game lead over their rival Cincinnati Reds. Who will they be taking on today? For the first time this season in a 4-game set in LA. It's May 31st, and this is two teams that can hit. As you look at team batting for the National League, the Reds are second, the Dodgers are third. They also are in the top 5 in on-base percentage. The Reds are in the top 5 for slugging percentage, and the Dodgers are in the top 3 for on-base and slugging percentage. So, how did we get here? More specifically, how did the Reds get here? A lot has been made over the years about the Nasty Boys in the bullpen as to why they won the World Series in 1990, but they had a pretty good hitting team as well. As you look at their numbers thus far into the season, 45 games in, they have a pretty balanced lineup. Eric Davis doesn't seem to be performing at his all-star caliber statistics thus far, but when you dig deeper, it's pretty close. Very good against lefties, not as good against righties. And defensively, he's a little bit under where you would think he would be at this point, but he also plays left field, and there he's a very average player on defense. The other person that you think of, at least I do, and I think of the Reds, is Barry Larkin. He's a little bit under where his real stats were, but hitting righties about the same. The dip is in against lefties. And Larkin, always a good shortstop, is right on track, saving 3 runs thus far, looking for a total of 12, with 13 great plays and only 5 poor ones. But again, as I said, it's a pretty balanced lineup. You have some well-known hitters such as Paul O'Neill, Chris Sabo, Hal Morris. Todd Benzinger is injured, but he should be back today, so we'll see if he's in there. He's hitting at quite a clip. Todd, much better against lefties, but in limited at-bats, hitting very well against righties as well. So it's a very good, even keel. There's not just one player. They do have Glenn Braggs, who in the real season did not come over until later on a trade. They've had him the whole season because that's how we play the simulation. And he's doing very well for them. One of the better right-handed hitters, against right-handed pitchers on their team. Nobody above 6 home runs that I can see. And as you look at injuries, only Herm Winningham is injured currently. He's been a steady outfielder. I guess he's playing center for them, and he's been very good in the field. 8 great plays, 0 4 runs scored, so they'll be missing him today. He'll be on the injury list until the 12th. So a major injury just occurred, I'm assuming. So they're not at full strength. The Dodgers are not at full strength, still missing Lenny Harris, although he should come back during the series at some point. And here's the staff for the Reds. Jose Rijo, who we will see later in this series. Excellent pitcher. Armstrong, who was scheduled to be the starter, and then pulled for Norm Charlton, who's had a start picking up for, I believe, Danny Jackson, who's injured but could be back during this series as well, the lefty. So we'll have to wait and see who will actually start. The Dodgers do not play against lefties, do not hit lefties as well as righties. So that could be the computer sniffing that out. Funny, I mean, I always associate Norm Charlton with the bullpen with Rob Dibble and Randy Myers, the Nasty Boys. But in real life, in 1990, he did start 16 games. So he's a very capable starter, although he is not pitching up to his normal standards in this replay season at 4.15 ERA. So we'll have to see how that goes today. Myers, as good as normal. Rob Dibble, a little bit under what I would assume from him. And apparently he will not be available in this first game. Yeah, his ERA in the real season, 1.74. Let's see if he pitched the last game. The Reds did have yesterday off, the 30th. They had the opportunity to rest up for the Dodgers. He did pitch on the 29th, and again, he pitched 2 innings. This goes to the whole idea that off days don't really seem to matter in terms of rest in this game. And you have to just pitch guys and assume the next day they may not be pitching. Back-to-back games are not a given in terms of pitchers in Action PC baseball. Even if they only throw 5 pitches, like this pitcher did, after having 2 days off, he's not available for the Reds. So you really have to think about playing whether you want to pitch somebody, because Rob Dibble is down for them, Rick Mailer is down, although I don't think he's probably like a mop-up guy. Randy Myers is available, and he has 45 pitches, so he can do multiple innings for sure. Depending on how far Norm Charlton goes, he has 120 pitches that he can throw. So this will be an interesting game, a way to feel out the two teams. They will, I believe, be fighting it out the whole season. But this will be a good opportunity to see who we're up against as the Dodgers manager. Previously, I looked up this game in history on Baseball Reference. Thank you. Shout out to them. And the Dodgers did win this game in real life. And they won it against Norm Charlton 2-1 in extra innings. However, Norm did not start the game. He came in relief, and he lost it on a Cal Daniels home run in the 10th inning. I believe Tim Belcher will be starting for the Dodgers today. One person who will not be starting is Alfredo Griffin. If you don't know why that is, you can go back and watch the first video in this series. So we'll see how it goes, if history repeats itself and the Dodgers win. But you can tell right here, this is a big difference in the real season, and probably the real reason that the Reds won the division is they got off to such a hot start, 30-12. And the Dodgers were just barely over 500. So they have 30 wins, and they only have 23 in the simulation replay that we're doing. So that could have a tremendous effect on the bottom line. Again, we're playing differently. It's not everything's the same. There are no as-played rosters and or lineups. It's what the computer chooses in terms of which players are active and which players are not. Injuries can occur. They're only 2 weeks in length because I want to see the best players play. I don't want somebody getting knocked out at the beginning of the season and not return. So there's the pregame for you. Let's get to game 1 of this pivotal series of Team 1 versus Team 2, 1 versus 2, In a 4-game set, again, it's hard to keep. It's exciting to see how you stack up against your rival. But again, after this game, there will still be 114 more contests before the end of the season. So you can't put too much emphasis on this game or this series. Unless one team sweeps the other, both teams are going to be very close in the race after it's over. So, with all that being said, all that hype, it all comes down to who pitches and who hits better. And again, it's showing Armstrong will be pitching today, and not Charlton, but we'll see. I believe for the Dodgers, it will be Tim Belcher, though. Everything checks out there. Let's build our lineup. And it'll be against Armstrong, the right-hander, so that's a break for the Dodgers. And we'll go with our normal lineup. Eddie Murray starts us off at first base. Cal Daniels will be batting second and playing left field. Mike Scioscia will catch, bat third. Kirk Gibson will play center field. And Stan Javier will be playing in right. Up next will be Mike Sharperson. Then Jose Vizcaino will play shortstop. He's been fairly good hitting streak. Not consecutively. He's just been hitting really well. And unfortunately, Juan Samuel will be playing at second base. I look forward at some point in this series to seeing Lenny Harris and Samuel on the bench where I think he belongs, except against lefties. All right, I believe that checks out. We'll use Sharperson at third. Yep, everything's good there. Looking at starters, Belcher is the only one available. Cruz is available. And everybody else in the bullpen except for Dave Walsh, who pitched yesterday against the Pirates. So we do have a lefty available, Searage, who's our better lefty. Hopefully Fernando will be available tomorrow. We'll see. Tim goes in the last slot. Expected run count is 4.9. We look for 5 every game. We're still not there throughout the season. We're at 4.7 or 8. Probably after the last game of being shut out, it's probably 4.7. There's the benches. Barry Larkin will start us off. Good weather, not too hot, 69 degrees. The winds are blowing out to right field. So an advantage for lefties maybe? We'll see. The Reds here, interesting enough, have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 right-handers in a row against a righty. And only 2 lefties in the lineup. That's their normal lineup, it looks like. I don't see anybody out of the ordinary up there. Again, Winningham is hurt. So Eric Davis is playing center field. Take a deep breath. First game of 4 between number 1 and number 2. And let's play ball. Okay. Barry Larkin starts us off against Tim Belcher. And away we go. Larkin hits one to left. Daniels tracking it along the line. He makes that great play, which is rare for Cal. Deep fly ball down the left field line. Daniels backpedal, dives, and catches it. And we're very thankful he didn't get injured on that dive. 1 out for Morris. Hal hits a ground ball to Samuel. Over to Murray. 2 down. So a good start for Belcher. He'll face Mariano Duncan. Second baseman hits one to Murray. And the Dodgers could not have started off better against this Reds lineup. 1, 2, 3. We go to the bottom of the first, no score. Eddie Murray will start us off, and he walks. So a base runner already. 70%. We're not going to run right now, though. Put Cal Daniels up there. He hits a fly ball to Braggs. That looks like easy can of corn. Puts out the apron. Makes the catch. Murray retreats to first. 1 out. For Scioscia, Mike, the catcher, hitting .291 on the season. There's a chance here against Armstrong and a base hit up the middle. Eric Davis to pick it up. Good arm, 7. Let's see what Murray tries to do here. A poor play. Apparently he should have caught that, but it's a single. Runners at first and second. 1 out for Gibson. Decent numbers. .243 average on base at .416. Armstrong with 17 walks in 57 innings. 41 Ks, those are good numbers. ERA is 3.95. Gibson with a base hit to center. Davis with a good arm. Let's see if Murray tries to score here. Another poor play. I don't know if that was Duncan or Larkin. I think Duncan. They hold Murray. Bases loaded for Stan Javier. The numbers are pretty decent. 272, 444, 386 slug for a total of 829 OPS. So with the bases loaded, an out here, fly ball especially, would get a run home probably. You prefer to hit it to Hatcher, whose arm is only a 4. Take a deep breath. Here we go. Armstrong's pitch. It's a ground ball. Could be 2. Morris over to Larkin, but Javier beats it out, and Eddie Murray scores, and the Dodgers take an early 1-0 lead. All right. Still runners at the corners for Sharperson. Javier with a good percent here, but I'm not taking a chance with 2 outs. See what Sharperson can do against Armstrong. He walks. And they're loaded again. A big chance for a big hit here for Jose Vizcaino, who's been excellent lately. Hits lefties better than righties, though. He's going to get a chance here. Nowhere to put him, so they can't pitch to Samuel. Outcome box does not look good. 199 average, 200 on base for an OPS of 554. 20% chance for a run. 0.1% chance for a walk. Okay, could be a big moment in this game. Dodgers already lead 1-0. Armstrong's pitch is a ground ball to third. Sabo should have this easy. Picks it up, long throw to first is going to be close, but he's safe. Vizcaino beats it out. I thought he was out. And the bases remain loaded. A run scores. It's 2-0. Javier at third, Sharperson at second, Vizcaino at first for Samuel. It doesn't hit right-handers well, and he has really got a low OPS there too. With Belcher on deck, big hit here. If you could get that, you could get a big lead right off the bat. See what he does against Armstrong. He strikes out. So the Dodgers lead the bases loaded, but they do score 2. And they lead after 1-2-0 in this big game. Well, this opening game. All right. The Belchers stake to a 2-0 lead. Been better lately, but he always has a stinker in there somewhere. Let's see. Let's hope it's not today. Facing Davis. It's one deep. Daniels back. Ball coming down. Daniels at the line. Makes the catch. He was on the track. Whew. Okay. 1 out for Braggs, who has 3 home runs already. Belcher's pitch looks like a base hit to right field. Javier will pick it up. So the first hit off of Belcher is a single by Braggs. 1 out for Sabo. Sabo with good numbers, including a high slug there, 459. No need to try to hold Braggs on 25%. Belcher's pitch, fly ball deep. Back goes Daniels. Are we tied? Nope, he's got it. Boy, Daniels been busy early on in this game. makes the catch. 2 outs for Hatcher. And again, good numbers for Hatcher. 308 average, 383 on base. Slug is 455. OPS is 8.37, but he's only hitting 200 thus far. 75 at-bats with no home runs. So we're going to pitch to him. There's a base hit to left. Daniels picks it up. Throws it into Vizcaino. First and second, 2 out for Reed. He could pitch to Armstrong here and walk him. We got to figure out what he can do here. See what kind of outing we're going to get from Belcher. So we're going to let him pitch. And there's a base hit. Gibson picks it up. It's probably 2-1. Could have walked. The base is loaded. There's a 0% chance of throwing him out at home. So we're not going to do that. Hold Hatcher to second. It's 2-1 Dodgers. There's a red score there on the single by Reed. And Armstrong is up, and he is 3 hits and 17 at-bats. So we're going to have to keep an eye on Belcher. Not off to the best start. See if he can get out of this inning, though. Ground ball by Armstrong to Vizcaino. Attempt a risky play. There's only a 15% chance of getting an out. We're not going to do that. So he's going to hold it. And Armstrong gets an infield single. Oh boy. All right. So the Reds with the single here will take the lead. With a home run, they're going to have a 5-2 lead. So this inning started off really pretty innocently. It's turned into a mess. And here's Barry Larkin, who could make it a really big mess with one swing. Pretty average OPS, maybe a little above average here. Belcher needs to make a big pitch here to get out of this half inning. 2-1 Dodgers. Reds threatening. And there's a ground ball to Samuel. See what he does. Over to Murray. And they get out of it. Both teams in the last half innings have loaded the bases and left them loaded. But the Reds do score one on this single. And it's 2-1 Dodgers going to the bottom of the second. All right. Belcher leads off the bottom of the second. He gets hit. So both pitchers reach base in strange ways. Armstrong on the risky infield single, and Belcher being hit. All right, top of the order again. Here's Murray. He walked his first time up and scored. Gets a ground ball. Is that going to be fair? It's right on the line. Race to the bag, and they get him. That was a close one, but Morris beats Eddie on the ground ball. Belcher moves to second. He's in scoring position for Daniels. Armstrong's pitch struck him out. Second K for Armstrong for Scioscia, who got a hit his first time up. He hits an easy fly ball to Davis, coasting in. That should end the half inning. It does. We're through 2. It's 2-1 Dodgers. To the third. Second time through for Belcher. This time against Morris, and he hits one in the gap, and that's probably extra bases. Poor play by Gibson. Picks it up, and Morris at second. Is he going for 3? He holds. And already I see issues with Belcher. He's already thrown 2 innings. He's given up 5 hits. And the tying run is at second with nobody out for Duncan. There's Davis and Glenn Bragg. All right, have to buckle down here. Belcher's pitch is a base hit. That's 6 hits off Belcher. Morris going to score. He probably should. Poor play by Vizcaino to not get it. They hold Morris. Runners at the corners. Nobody out. So that run's going to score, and we're tied for sure. The goal now is to hold Duncan and only give up 1 run. Here's Davis. Wow, look at those numbers. 258, 384, slug is 571 for an OPS of 955. And I don't want to pull Belcher here, but I almost have to. He's only thrown 45 pitches. Well, he's still at 2-1. We're going to give him one more at bat. If he gets a home run here, probably done. Strikes out Davis. 1 out. Duncan now at 69%. We're going to throw over. See if we can lower that percentage. And it goes up to 77. Trying to stay out of double play. They're probably going to steal. But Bragg's up, and that's enough of a worry. With an 894 OPS, we're in a lot of trouble here. Okay. We're going to try to pick off one more time. Hopefully that won't become an error. The number goes down to 29. I like that a lot better. Okay. Now let's see if Belcher can focus on Bragg. He strikes him out, his second K. 2 outs. And now you got a chance to get out of this half inning without giving up a run. You can get Sabo. Sabo has good numbers, including a 457 slug. OPS of 794. Belcher on the ropes, see if he can get out of here. Ground ball to Vizcaino. Over to first. And they get out of it. Whew. 2.5. Tough innings. The Reds only have 1 run somehow. Morris got left behind at third somehow. First and third, and nobody out. And Davis, Bragg strikes out, and Sabo is retired on a ground ball to short. Okay, a little Houdini there, some magic to get out of that. All right, now back to trying to score here. Gibson starts off the bottom of the third. The ground ball back to the mound. Comebacker is thrown to first. 1 out for Javier. Who walked and scored? No. He got an RBI. And he gets a single here. He's at first with 1 out. Sharperson's up. He grounded to first his last at bat, and a run came home, I guess. I gotta focus better. Gotta calm down first. Again, the airs. The wind is blowing out to right field at 14 miles an hour. Javier could steal here with 1 out. Sharperson and Vizcaino up next. 78 is no guarantee of a steal. But the guys coming up here, no guarantee of a hit. But we're going to play our game. Still leading 2-1. We're just going to let the guys hit. Here's Sharp's first throw over. Don't get picked off. Okay, it's down to 41 now, so it doesn't matter. Sharperson with the liner to left. Catcher coming in. And he's not going to risk it, I guess. Guess that's a single as Javier moves to second. Javier could go to third, but we're not going to try that. All right, first and second. 1 out for Vizcaino at a hit his first time up and an RBI. Let's see. Low numbers, bad OPS, 5.72. He had a bad one last time as well. So, again, he's played well lately. We're going to let him hit versus Armstrong. There's a ground ball back to the mound. They're going to go to third and get Javier. Wow. All right, 2 out. Runners at first and second still for Sam Well. Struck out his first time up, I believe. I got that one right. His OPS is 499. Base hit here could probably score a run, but he walks. Interesting. And that'll bring up Belcher, who's an almost automatic out, hitting .045. He has 1 hit and 22 at-bats. Perhaps the Dodgers leave the bases loaded again against Armstrong. And unless there's an error, they will fly ball to Braggs out in the right. He's under it. And what? I don't know what happened. It bounced off of Braggs in an incredible play. It's a double. At the wall, he jumps going back. He can't get it. It bounced over the wall. It looked like it bounced over him. Ground rule double. Looked like Jose Canseco in Cleveland. Bounced off Braggs. Boy, that was, it wasn't hit hard. Again, maybe the wind, 14 miles an hour, had something to do with it. Either way, big break. 2 runs score. Now you have runners at second and third, and you have Eddie Murray up there, who's due. Well, he's hitting 358. This is the guy you want up in this situation. 341 average, 502 on base, 524 slug, and an OPS of 1.025. 29.4% chance for a hit, 2.9% for a home run, 13.7% for a walk, 1 run, 29.4%, 2 runs, 21.2%. All right, chance to break it open right here in the bottom of the third. Armstrong on 82 pitches already. Again, go back to the game outside the game video that's on this list, from this channel, from this playlist, from 1990. First game of the series, including a 4-game series. You want to get to that starter early. Make him use the bullpen on this first game. It hurts him the rest of the way, especially with how your pitcher could throw 1, 2, 3, 4 pitches in one game and not be available for the next one. Your bullpen gets creamed. And the Dodgers have a chance here to break this game open and to hurt their bullpen for the whole series. And they got their best hitter up. So this is a pivotal play, not only in this game, for the whole series. See if Murray can come through against Armstrong with good numbers. 53.5% chance for a run. Pitch to Murray, and it's just a fly ball to right. Well, it's still carrying. Remember the wind. It's way back. It's a 3-run shot for Eddie Murray. And the Dodgers lead, I believe it's 7-1 against their rivals, the Reds. Here comes Eddie Murray, and talk about time for a big hit. That was it. 7 runs now. The Dodgers lead out a 5-run third. His 5th home run of the season, 340 feet. I don't know how they don't pull Armstrong here. But wow, a much needed, especially after how Belcher's been struggling. He's going to pitch for a while now. Game not over, though. Still a good team you're facing. And Belcher has not looked good. He's danced around and only given up 1 run, but wow, feels good to have a lead. And a big one at that, especially after being shut out against the Pirates the last game. All right, Armstrong was not the choice for the Reds today. Here's Daniels with 2 outs. He hits a ground ball to Duncan. That should do it, but what an inning for the Dodgers. One of their better innings of the whole season. 5 runs on a big 3-run home run by Eddie Murray. 4 hits. We're through a third of the game. 7-1 Dodgers. And the Dodgers only have 1 more hit than the Reds, but 6 more runs. All right, Tim Belcher, settle down, buddy. All you got to do is just pitch your normal game, and we should have a win here. Another key that I just talked about in the last half inning, you want your starting pitcher to go a decent amount of the way so you don't have to eat into your bullpen. The Reds still haven't taken Armstrong out, although it looks like soon they'd have to. He's at 94 out of 110 pitches. Belcher only at 63 out of 125. But is he going to hang around? He's been struggling mightily. He's been getting out of jams. But he's still got to do the job. 3 innings, 6 hits. Not good. He wiggled out of trouble last half inning. Let's see if he can settle down here in the top of the 4th against Hatcher. Liner at Sharperson, 1 out. Here's Reed. who singled and got the only RBI thus far for the Reds. He hits a ground ball to Murray. He walks to the bag. 2 outs. And let's see if they hit for Armstrong here. Nope, he'll stay in the game. It's strikeout. Belcher's third K, and he's settled down. And see, now they're bringing in Scudder to pitch. They should have hit for Armstrong. It might not have made a difference, but that's just poor managing on the computer's part. All right, through 3.5, it's 7-1 Dodgers, and Scott Scudder is coming in. Got a 4.50 ERA, 22 innings pitched, 21 hits, given up 3 home runs, 10 walks, 10 strikeouts. He's a 1-2 record. All right, Scioscia leads off here in the 4th against Scudder, and he walks. Nobody out for Gibson. And he hits a ground ball. This could be 2. Duncan. Nope, just a first to get Gibson. Scioscia moves up on the play, even though we weren't playing hit and run. And there's a runner in scoring position for Javier, who's 1 for 2 with an RBI. Single his last time up and scored. And he gets another single there. And it gets past Braggs, who's had a tough day in right field. And I don't know where the ball's going. The animation is just crazy on this play. I guess he's going for 3. Javier to third. Is that his 6th triple? 6th triple of the season for Javier, who's come through in this big game. Scioscia scores. It's 8-1. Sharperson now with a chance to get an RBI. He's 1 for 1. With Javier at third. Scudder's pitch. He threw it away, and Javier will walk in with a 9th run. It's 9-1, and this has become a laugher. A big competitive series here against the first place team and the second place team. This first game has turned into a joke. After a big 3-run homer by Eddie Murray, the Dodgers now lead 9-1. Sharperson up against Scudder. He hits a ground ball to Sabo. Long throw to Morris. It's on target. That's out number 2 for Vizcaino. He's 1 for 2. He scored a run and he's knocked one in. And those are good numbers for him. OPS of 735. But he just hits a fly ball to right. Braggs tracking that. And that'll do it through 4. It's 9-1 Dodgers. Belcher will face Larkin. Murray with a great play to come up and pounce on the ball like a cat and beat Larkin to the bag. 1 out. Dodgers getting it all today. 5 in a row, 7 in a row from Belcher. Make it 8 as Hal Morris grounds out to Sharperson. 8 in a row from Belcher after that rocky beginning, and I was on the edge of pushing the button to get him out. And we stuck with him, and so far it's paid off. Whew. Looking to go 9 in a row against Duncan. Ground ball to Sharperson. Long, strong throw to Murray. And he's through 9 straight. He's gone right through the lineup after that first and third with nobody out and has gotten everybody. And here comes the parade of relievers. Rosario Rodriguez coming in to face Samuel. Here in the bottom of the 5th. This game's a joke now. You just got to have people to eat innings. Samuel against the lefty hits one up in the air. Carrying. Hatcher going back, and he watches it carry over his head into the Dodger bullpen where everybody's sitting and applauding as Samuel has a home run. A solo shot here. That'll make it 10-1 Dodgers. That's his 3rd home run of the season, 351 feet. Wow, everything going right today. Last game, I couldn't score a run. I got 1 guy to 3rd. And today, 10-1 in the 5th. Belcher hits a comebacker. That's the 1st out. Murray hits a pop-up. And I got to consider pulling some of these guys now. In case of injury, you don't want that to happen. Murray fouls out to Larkin. 2 out for Daniels. And he hits a fly ball to right, and that's deep, and I don't think it's playable. And that one is hit almost into the Reds bullpen. A solo shot for Cal. He hadn't hit one in a while. I believe that's his 12th. It is 346 feet. It's 11-1 Dodgers. And yeah, we're going to get some guys out of here soon. Scioscia with a ground ball to Duncan. And they don't get him. There's an error. The throw pulled Morris off the bag, and Scioscia is safe at first. And Tim Burtzis is coming in to pitch. And Scioscia is going to get replaced. The last thing we needed somebody to get injured in this game. So everything going right. Rick Dempsey is going to come in and run for Scioscia so he doesn't get hurt. And then we'll replace the other guys after this half inning is over. Wow. Here's Gibson, who gets hurt a lot too. Maybe I should pull him. But we're going to give him a chance to hit here and strike out. All right. Wow, we're through 5. It's 11-1 Dodgers, and we're emptying the bench. All right, first up is Jeff Hamilton is going to go into Eddie Murray's spot. And he will play third base, and Sharperson will play first base. And Hubie Brooks will come in. Well, I want Hubie. It doesn't really matter where they hit. Put Jose in Daniel's spot. And we'll put Hubie in Gibson's spot. Now, if somebody gets hurt here, we're going to have pitchers playing the outfield. Gonzalez will play center field. Brooks will play right field. And Javier will switch over to left field. And Dempsey, of course, will catch. Now, I'd like to take some other people out, like Javier specifically, but I don't have any more players to use. And Belcher will continue pitching until he gets to about as far as he can go. All right, runs don't really matter too much now with an 11-1 lead. Eric Davis, the fly ball to left. Javier over there now. Makes the catch. 1 out. And just see how much easier it is to play and manage when you have a huge lead like this. There's Braggs with the hit. His second hit of the game. Belcher's going to pitch until he runs out of pitches, I think. There's a fly ball. That might be gone. Gonzalez going back. He's got it. Braggs retreats to first. 2 out. Here in the top of the 6th for Hatcher. Not much strategy here. We're just pushing the button to pitch and hope the Reds don't score more than a run an inning now. And they haven't done anything since that top of the 3rd where they should have scored. Had runners at the corners with nobody out. Have they had a hit since then? Yeah. Braggs just did. Now broke the streak of 10 in a row. I don't know. But Belcher's cruising now with this lead. And I wonder if that has something to do with it. I have no idea. I don't know how this game engine works. I'm just trying to play it. So we're to the bottom of the 6th. It's 11-1. Just trying to get this game over with. It looks like Javier struck out there. 1 out. Sharperson, he gets a base hit. Maybe 2. He's got it. When it rains, it pours for the Reds. That's his 11th double of the season. He's at second for Vizcaino, who walks. Burtzis is in mop-up role here against Samuel, who's homered, and he gets a base hit to left field. You'd like to bank some of these runs for the rest of the series. We're not going to try to run it up here. We're going to just hold with the bases loaded. 1 out. And Belcher will hit for himself. And he strikes out. 2 outs for Hamilton. Jeff up there. It's a comebacker to Burtsis. Close, very close. And Hamilton beats it out for an infield single. Wow. I mean, like I said, when it rains, it pours. And that's it for Burtsis. And now Keith Brown is in. Whew. And the bases are still loaded with 2 outs for Gonzalez. Got a triple in the last game. And he's got a single here. And see if 2 more runs score. Samuel, who's got speed, and Davis, who has an arm. 97% chance we're going to test that arm. See if Eric can throw him out. Nope. The Dodgers score. It's now 14-1. And if you saw this coming and you bet it, you just won a boatload of money, because I don't think a game this Dempsey with a base hit would have seen anything like this coming, especially after the Dodgers not scoring in the last game. We're going to send Hamilton home. Let's run it up on these guys. I don't care. The computer. Yeah, let's send him to the third, too. The throw to the plate, I don't know. Doesn't look like it got him. It's thrown away. Everybody moves up. The Dodgers have a 15th run. Now Gonzalez is going to score on the overthrow. This is going to be fun to watch. It's awful close. It'll be close. Awful throw. Gets away from Reed. Hamilton is safe. And Gonzalez goes to third. Dempsey goes to second. And then Gonzalez scores. It's an error on catcher. Tested that forearm and it didn't respond. It's 16-1. Whew. And Brooks strikes out. After all that, the Dodgers get another 5 spot. They've had one in the 3rd and the 6th. They won't be hitting in the bottom of the 9th, though. So it won't happen a 3rd time. We're 2/3 of the way through. 2/3, and it's 16-1 Dodgers. Belcher at 90 pitches. Facing Reed, ground ball to Vizcaino, over to Sharperson. That's 1 out. Here's Brown, the pitcher. They should hit for him. Here's Benzinger. He's going to get a chance to hit. Fresh off the DL, right? He'll face Belcher at 97 pitches, and he hits one deep to right. Remember, the wind's blowing out to right, and that one is gone right off the injured list. Benzinger hits a solo shot. It's okay to give up those when nobody's on base and you're up. Now 16-2. Whew. That would have come in the 3rd inning. Who knows? That's his 4th home run of the season, 374 feet. So Benzinger was ready to get off the injured list and came out swinging and hit a home run. 1 out for Larkin. And there's a base hit to right. These hits just a little too late for the Reds today. Still a good team. Belcher facing Morris. He hits a comebacker. See if he can get the double play. Over to Samuel. He pivots over to Sharperson. Double play. And Belcher's through 7. He's given up a run there, but it's 16-2. Well, if you watched in the top of the 3rd, and I told you Belcher was only going to give up 2 total runs and throw 7 half innings, you would have said, didn't look like it. He had given up 6 hits at that time. He only has 9 now, and only 2 runs. 2 errors by the Reds, though, have contributed to this blowout. Again, clutch hit by Eddie Murray in the 3rd. A new pitcher for the Reds is coming in. I believe this is the 4th relief pitcher. He faces Javier, has 2 hits. He flies out. Sharperson gets a hit, his 3rd hit of the game. There'll be a first from Vizcaino, who has a hit and 3 at-bats. Here's a ground ball to Sabo, a chance for 2. Over to Duncan for 1, pivot. Over to Morris, and Vizcaino's hitting to a double play. And we're through 7. 16-2 Dodgers. Belcher at 106. Let's see if we can get him through another inning. Half inning. I doubt he has enough pitches to get through the game. Fly ball to Brooks. That's 1 out. There's Eric Davis. There's a fly ball to left. Is that gone? Still carrying. Javier backing up. It looks like he's got it. 2 outs. Belcher at 115. There's Braggs. He hits one to right, but Brooks is coming in, so it looks playable. And he gets through 8 half innings. Only 2 runs. Wow, what a great job by Belcher. There's Samuel. The bottom of the 8th. He hits one to right. It's an easy out. There's Belcher, who should get a hand coming up to hit. 8 half innings, 2 earned runs against this team is pretty impressive. He hits a ground ball to Sabo. Easy out at first. And that'll bring up Hamilton, who had an infield singles last time out and an RBI. He hits one to right. It's carrying. 14 miles out. Braggs is back at the wall. He makes the catch. So the Dodgers will be stuck with only 16 runs in this game. Through 8, 16-2. And the only question is now, can Tim finish the game? After that rocky, shaky top of the 3rd, can he get all the way and save the bullpen, which is needed in this series? That would be a tremendous bonus to the win. Can that go right as well? Let's find out. Here's Sabo. He strikes him out, and he's over the total pitches, and I could pull him right here. Oh, that's a tough call. I don't want to overuse him. And then he has to miss an extra day. Let's look at the bullpen. He's already thrown left pitches. Is there somebody I could waste? Is there a wasteable arm here? I'm going to say no. If there is, it'll probably be Jim Gott. But I'd like to not use him. So let's see how much farther he can go. He walks Hatcher. What are we at now? 135. Okay, we're pulling him. We're not going to go way, way over. Impressive start. Couldn't go the rest of the way. Jim Gott. I could go with Wetland here, but I need him in case of a blowout to eat him. So Jim Gott is the man. He's the call. He hasn't pitched in I don't know how long. Long time. He has a 2.31 ERA. 11 innings pitched, but 13 hits, 5 walks, 7 Ks. Let's see if he can get the last 2 outs. If Hatcher wants to run, he can go. Oh, wait. Could that be a double play? Ground ball to Samuel. Flips it to Vizcaino. The runner is out. And the hitter makes 2, and that's it. And the Dodgers win 16-2 in this big first game of a 4-game set against the Cincinnati Reds. The first place team beats the second place team into submission. Wow. What a contest. I'd have to say the MVP would be Tim Belcher. Although a major clutch hit by Eddie Murray, his only hit of the game in the bottom of the 3rd, blew it open. Hits all up and down. Brooks only got 1 attempt, but he didn't get a hit, and Gott didn't even get a at bat. Everybody else got a hit, including Tim Belcher. For the Reds, they played well. 9 hits. Just not in the right time sequence. Solo shot by Benzinger. Jack Armstrong did not have it today. 3 innings pitched, 7 earned runs, 3 walks, 2 Ks. The bullpen was a parade of ugh. Randy Myers was not used, though. Neither was Rob Dibble, so they're still available. Scudder, Rodriguez, Burtzis, Brown, and Leana, all gone. 5 relief pitchers to get through this game. The Dodgers just used Gott, and how many pitches did he throw? 2. Although he's probably out for the next game. Hard to believe that Belcher had plus stuff. Looking at that top of the 3rd, he'd already given up 6 hits. But we stuck with him. 9 hits, 2 earned runs. He gave up the solo shot, 1 walk, 4 Ks. Not a usual Belcher. Usually gets a lot of strikeouts. He goes almost the whole way. Two big errors. Duncan had one. Hatcher had a throwing error when the game was already over. I didn't see any poor or great. Well, I saw great play by Cal Daniels early in the game. Eddie Murray had one too. So 2 good fielding plays, poor plays all around. Eric Davis, Duncan, Gibson, and Vizcaína. Surprisingly, the Dodgers had 6 left on base, and the Reds did as well. Javier gets the game-winning RBI. Tim Belcher gets the MVP. Great gutty performance. Very impressed with Belcher. Like I said, most of his starts are very good. He does have a rocky one every once in a while. And that beginning of the third looked like, especially with how the Dodgers have been hitting, but they just explode. 2 in the first, 5 in the third, 2 in the fourth, 2 in the fifth, 5 in the sixth, for a total of 16. So game 1 is in the books. A big tone setter, perhaps, for the series. The Dodgers had won the real game 2-1. This was not that close. In real life, 3 more games, and the lead now in the National League West is 3 games over Cincinnati. Let's see if that knocks them into. It should knock them into 3rd place. As we end May on a good note for the Dodgers, they get their 29th win of the season versus 19 losses. Nope, Cincinnati is still there. The Reds are at 3 games back. The Reds are 3 games back, and the Giants are 3 games back, with Houston surprisingly only 3.5 back. Game 1 in the books. Game 2 coming up next. When we see you. Thanks for watching. Missed it by how much?